What is going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Toronto Raptors signing Jeremy Lin. Now, of course, I made a video previously before about a month ago that Jeremy Lin was in trade rumors and many other things, and the fact that I brought up the fact that many teams may actually wait for him to be waived by the Atlanta Hawks, and it looks like the Raptors are the ones to wait out for that situation. Now, like I mentioned before, I think that Jeremy Lin is a good pickup. I think the fact that he gives you exactly what you would want for a team that's in like the Toronto Raptors situation. You, of course, know that they've made their big trade for Marc Gasol, and of course you want small things such as a backup point guard that can still facilitate the offense and be able to score himself and add a three-point shot shooter as well as the backup. Now averaging around 10.7 points per game, 3.5 assists per game, and shooting a good 46% and 33% from the three-point line. So we know the fact that he is able to create his own shot and create shots for other players as well, especially knowing the fact that he's got the ability to rise up over defenders and take a good mid-range jump shot and even a three-point shot when open. So I think the fact that this is a good pickup for the Toronto Raptors, as the Toronto Raptors, of course, as we know, trying to solidify themselves with that #1 spot, trying to compete with the Milwaukee Bucks for the #1 spot in the Eastern Conference, which could be very, very, as we saw in the last playoffs, very important to have the home court advantage whenever we saw the Boston Celtics winning almost all the games except for the Game 7 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. We saw how important that home court advantage is, especially in the playoffs, especially for these younger type teams. And of course, one of the reasons why the Toronto Raptors do good as far as in the regular season is that depth all around the lineup. Now they have multiple positions where they have depth, and now they're moving into a position where they're putting in more veteran caliber players that are more ready for the playoffs types of situations. Now, I think the fact that the Toronto Raptors obviously are going to be a main contender as far as in the Eastern Conference. We have to see these moves have to be made. Now, like I mentioned before, I think the fact that the Philadelphia 76ers have the best all-around talent, but the one thing that the teams such as the Toronto Raptors and the Milwaukee Bucks have as far as an advantage over them would have to be that chemistry, having been played for so long. Now, of course, we do know the fact that the Toronto Raptors probably have the second best chemistry, as we do know they have to fit in those new pieces in a Marc Gasol along with Kawhi Leonard, but it's seeming to very well work out because of the talent that they do have and the style of play which they now run. Now, I think the fact that this is a good pickup, like I mentioned, Jeremy Lin is exactly something that the Toronto Raptors needed, which was a good backup point guard, not to have a situation where you need somebody like Kyle Lowry out on the court at all times. One thing that the Toronto Raptors, of course, were well known for last season was the ability to spread those minutes around and being able to have other players step it up so that way that they were more ready for the playoffs. So now we definitely want to see players such as Kawhi Leonard being ready for the playoffs, as we're seeing them giving them rest in other situations. But guys, do you guys think the fact that this is a good move for the Toronto Raptors? Tell me what your guys' thoughts are on this trade move. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that you leave a like and subscribe to Power of the Freak Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.